Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Get More Students podcast. I'm Alex Escher, the CEO of LearnCube.
And I'm Herbert Gerzer, founder of Herbert Gerzer Digital.
Now, Herbert and I were having a really fun conversation, quite honestly, feeling probably a little bit older than we think we should feel. Why? Because we were talking about TikTok. And we were like, man, we do not know enough about this amazing platform. I don't actually know how many million people are on it, but is it billions now? I don't even know. It is a stupid number of people that are on this platform. And I was talking to Lizzie. Lizzie Tossell is on the marketing team at LearnCube, and she had some really great insights into how TikTok works and also how language school owners and tutoring company owners can really leverage this platform. Why? Because probably most of their customer base is on this, particularly if your target base is teens. It makes a lot of sense to be open to the same communication platform that they're using. Yeah. So Lizzie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Excellent. Now, we've got a few kind of questions that we were going to go through today, but look, let's just start with the basics. What is TikTok for a start?
Well, I think that TikTok should be seen as just kind of any other social media or platform that you can utilize to kind of push your videos, push what you're interested in, share your content, build a following. So just like lots of businesses are now using Instagram, YouTube, all those things as commonplace, TikTok should just be seen as another one of those platforms. Whereas I think it has a bit of a reputation as a kind of kids app, dancing app, not a very serious app. And I think, the perception definitely needs to change because it is a platform that is really useful.
Yeah, those are totally the myths that I think Herbert and I shared, or at least somewhat shared at the beginning. There was definitely the sense that it was for the young only. And so what is untrue about this? So tell us how does TikTok, first of all, it's not just for teens. Who else is it for then? Like what is the other kind of content that would be useful if you're not of that generation?
I think it sounds cliche, but TikTok really is for everyone. I think one of the, dare I say it, benefits to have come out of the whole pandemic and lockdown is that very much before the pandemic and the lockdown, and I think maybe a few years before that, it used to be this app called Musical.ly, which I don't know anything about, and definitely like a lot of people younger than me used to use it. And then it got taken over by TikTok, turned into TikTok. And then during the lockdown, a lot of creators that found themselves out of their normal job, whether that be teaching, chefing, dancing, all these things, then turned to TikTok as kind of a platform to start sharing their profession and what they were good at. And then they kind of started teaching that way, and it massively snowballed into this app that now loads of people use to teach, people use to learn.
Maybe it's also kind of wise when I think about it, like when I just sort of grew up, well, at least when I was at university, I was using Facebook. And the way that we use Facebook in the first year or two is probably quite different to the way we use Facebook now. So we also have to assume that TikTok is also going through its own journey. And actually, if that was accelerated by several years during the pandemic, then again, we're probably going to see a different TikTok even in another year compared to what we're experiencing now. Do you think that that's true, Lizzie, or what kind of gives you some sense that would be true if it is?
I would say that, yeah, TikTok is very much overtaking Instagram and getting to that place now where if you do have a business, you want to be hopping on that platform and making the most of it whilst you can still kind of have organic growth. I think they've just brought in the feature where you can start to pay to promote yourself, start to promote your page, but there still is a lot of kind of organic following and getting your videos to the top if you have that right content for the audience that's on there. But definitely there are signs that it's kind of going the same way as Instagram in terms of being the big platform people are going to be using to learning stuff. They've got kind of the verified blue tick now. So, if you're a big business or big creators and you get that big enough following, you can get recognized and they boost you up and there's adverts and there's just loads of people using it and they're really starting to kind of sort it out and turn it into a kind of, I guess, more of a business style platform.
Actually monetize the platform. That's definitely in the last 2 years. When they released ads on TikTok, it's exploded now, especially in the last year. A lot of businesses are advertising on TikTok.
Herbert, actually, I think you could speak to this better than anyone, in that like a lot of organic growth in other channels has pretty much evaporated. So when you just said organic growth, Lizzie, I was like, wow, why didn't I think about that? Because it's really true. Like you get so little organic growth in almost all of the other mature channels, whereas this is finally possibly an actual free advertising tool.
Yeah.
In its truest sense, because again, posting on Facebook right now on a page almost gets you no views, whereas TikTok, even when you think of it in terms of return on investment, it might just be your time that you're getting that return on. So it could be really interesting. Fantastic. Lizzie, why don't you take us through a little bit more about how to use it? Like, I think it'll be hard for people to visualize, but you kind of mentioned that. Tell us actually, what would you suggest people do to navigate their way around TikTok and kind of what they can see and how the search functionality works and how things are categorized?
Yeah, I think it can be really daunting when you've got already a load of social media and people are saying, hey, get another one. And it's like another thing to kind of get your head around, learning how to log in and use. But TikTok is really simple. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons it appeals to so many people. The main kind of feature that sets it aside from, say, Facebook or Instagram feeds is its kind of For You page. So I think as soon as you open the app, you have the opportunity to kind of create or log in to an account, or you can just go straight to the For You page, where I think at first, if you open the app, never having used TikTok before, you will get so many random videos, dancing dogs, someone gardening, someone cooking, the classic teenagers singing and lip syncing. But it's got a really kind of clever algorithm, I think. So the more you search for what you're interested in, the more that your For You page, because it's called your For You page, will show you content that you're actually interested in. And then obviously you can create an account and you can follow people, and you can kind of easily switch between a following page and the For You page. So you can make sure that you're just looking at content that you're interested in and that kind of appeals to you.
Lizzie, part of my brain is thinking, hey, actually, that's really clever. Like when we started with Facebook, I never thought that there was an algorithm figuring out what I'm interested in and then showing me that content. And even with YouTube, like same thing. But if you're kind of wanting to know like content about languages, just start training the algorithm. That's all I'm interested in. So if you don't want to show you a whole bunch of dancing dogs, keep on clicking on the, how do you learn, these 5 verbs or this kind of grammar topic or whatever it is. You're actually going to train the tool to be the tool that it should be for you, rather than just being a victim of whatever random content it decides that might be interesting for you. So we've now got this For You page with this following that we're using. What are the ground rules with TikTok? What's the, if I think of Facebook again, like it's the reason I return to is I know that a lot of the listeners here will come from like, oh, I understand Facebook. I kind of get what the ground rules are, that, it's for these kind of posts. It's not, I won't get any interactions, or it won't be very good if I kind of say this sort of stuff on this platform. Like, what are the ground rules?
I think when it comes to ground rules, kind of going from Facebook to TikTok might feel a bit like stepping out a country park and into a jungle, in that there is so much content there just constantly to be scrolled through. I would probably recommend making an account if you want to kind of get stuff in order and not just be completely fazed by the content that you're seeing. Obviously in Facebook you connect to your friends and you connect to people and you follow people, and that's what you see on your newsfeed. Whereas in TikTok you will suddenly just get a load of random stuff, so I think be prepared for that. And then you also have the option to say that you're not interested in stuff, so just remember that if you start being shown loads of videos of stuff you're not interested in, you can hold down and click I'm not interested in this. So you can kind of have a bit of sway before the algorithm learns what you like. You can kind of speed up that process by saying, no, I don't want to look at this, and then searching kind of really easily in the search bar for what you do want to look at. But yeah, it can be a bit random, a bit overwhelming when you first log in, I think.
So you've got to train that puppy.
Yeah. But I think, Alex, in terms of like the type of content you actually post, it is a bit different to like Facebook and Instagram, where I think, you know, those two platforms feel like it's more curated, it's very well planned out, it's oftentimes promotional, and that just doesn't fly on TikTok. You know, this is a platform where the more unfiltered, the more kind of anti-aesthetic and authentic you are, the better. So it's got to look unpolished and not highly edited, and definitely not promotional. You know, this is not where you are promoting, oh, you know, we have a course starting next week, or here's a discount code for a tutoring lesson. Yeah.
I mean, already that is like amazing advice,
that's a huge
right? Like
thing,
you
right?
could just imagine, oh, I'm going to do TikTok. Hey guys, I've got another promo code for you. And you're like, why am I not getting anybody into these courses? So that's great. Lizzie, what do you think in terms of, you've also probably checked out some of, you know, looked at tutors and language teachers that have been on TikTok, and probably, is there a way you can actually see the views, or is there some way to kind of see, you know, who might be popular and not? Because that also gives us an indication of success.
So on the videos, you can see kind of how many people have viewed them, how many likes they have, all that kind of thing. And then you can see how many people follow them, how many likes their videos have gone. So, you know, if you wanted to look at Duolingo or Babbel or, you know, these kind of language companies, you can click on their page and you can see the overall number of likes that all of their videos have got. So millions or billions or whatever. And then you can see how many followers they have. And then you can kind of like when you click on someone's Instagram, you can then see all the videos, and you can also pin, you know, their most popular videos or the best videos at the top of your profile, so that people can watch those first.
Okay, so that's also an interesting one. Herbert, my brain's also thinking, like, if I wanted to train myself on TikTok, I might go through people that I know are successful and then create almost this curated, like almost like a Pinterest kind of. Is that how it works, Lizzie? Like I can kind of almost create, these are my hit list, and I can keep on referring to that, like, hey, that's the standard I want to get to. That's what people really resonate with. Would that be fair? Or is there a way of doing that, do you think, Lizzie?
Yeah, I think so. So you can go choose who you want to follow, you know, if you have specific people, because chances are that, you know, big creators and companies or businesses that you're interested in, if they have a Instagram or Facebook and, you know, other social media, they'll probably have TikTok, or they should have TikTok now. So you can go to their TikTok and follow that, and then, like, yeah, that'll be on your following page, so you can scroll down and see how they're using the trends. I think that's a really important part of TikTok, is trends can come from nowhere. A trend could come from someone and their dancing dog, but then it could be used over a video that you know, like a serious creator is trying to promote, just because that's kind of what the algorithm will pick up and put on people's For You page. So you get more views by using, you know, a trending song or a trending sound, even if it has nothing to do with your video. I think that would be my biggest tip for this kind of bit, in thinking about how to get started and how to kind of curate good videos, is just to kind of try and see what's trending. It sounds weird, but what sound or song lots of popular videos are getting, and then just use that on your videos, even if it has nothing to do with your actual content.
So it's kind of like, I was just thinking, it's sort of, sorry, words escaped me. I'll pass on to you, Herbert, while I think.
No, I was just wanting to say, so there is a search bar on TikTok, and one thing you could do is just type in learn English, learn German, Spanish school, Spain, and then you'll get all of the you know, kind of posts that are popular, that are trending, and you'll be able to see how many likes and comments they're getting. Obviously, the more comments, then kind of you can get inspiration and model off of what is already working. And so you don't really need to reinvent the wheel here on TikTok. You know, you're not trying to come up with the next trend. That's impossible. You need to piggyback off of what's already trending, whether that be a song, and making that relevant to, language learning or tutoring.
So it's like, yeah, sorry, what I was thinking was it's like these in jokes, right? So TikTok, and what do you call people on TikTok? TikTokers or
yeah, TikToker.
Is it like TikTokers will effectively reward you for being like part of the in crowd and knowing kind of what's what? Is that kind of what I'm getting from you? Like if I'm using, let's say I'm wanting to teach some kind of 5 verbs that, as you say, the in joke or that in thing is this particular music track, setting it to that track will be much more likely to be effective than me just doing it to a different song entirely. Is that what you think as well, Lizzie?
Yeah, so for example, the new season of Stranger Things has just come out. I don't know if you guys have watched it. And
sure.
In Stranger Things, they use a song from Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. Obviously came out in the 70s. Yeah. And now it's completely taken everything else by storm. I think it was like #1 in the UK like last week or something, which is crazy. It's broken like 3 records. And I genuinely think maybe part of the reason it's got so popular, or this has helped it get popular, I don't know, is that it's a really trending TikTok sound. So now if you put any video with like a 10-second clip of that Kate Bush song, your video is much more likely to be shown on the For You page, and people will see it. Maybe, like so much more likely than just doing your own, I don't know, piano soundtrack or something.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
How do you get this, by the way? So, and again, asking quite a practical question. Okay, let's say that there's this popular soundtrack. How do I literally record that? Do I have to get it playing in my speakers? I've got the phone in front of me. Sorry, this is a silly question, maybe.
No, so TikTok has loads and loads of sounds and the trending sounds already in the app. So when you create your video, you can click add sound and it gives you loads of options, and you can search. So if I knew that I wanted to put that trending song on, I just search it, type in, the name of the song or the songwriter, and it would come up, and it just automatically adds it to your video, and it can automatically sync to your video as well, which is quite cool. Such
a good tip. That is brilliant. Okay, I feel like I'm definitely getting some better understanding. I'm going to take us back to, like, again, what are we here for? People listening in are interested in how can they make the most of TikTok for their own business. We've kind of talked about some of the benefits. Maybe do you want to dig into some of these a bit better? You've really discussed this idea of how easy it is to consume these TikTok videos. What would you use those for? Like, what's the main benefit there?
I think it's kind of similar to why would you put stuff on YouTube? Is to kind of educate your audience, get people to watch it. But I think the benefit of TikTok over YouTube is that to watch your videos on YouTube, someone would have to search up your company, search up your page, and choose the video to watch. Whereas if you manage to kind of time it right with the right hashtags, because you can use hashtags kind of like on Instagram, for, like Herbert was saying, when people search in learn German and it comes up with videos that might have hashtag learn German, someone would then see your video. But also, if you time it right and you get the right song or the right background or whatever, it might come up on people's pages anyway that are interested in your content without them having to search for it. So you're getting these small, like, easily consumed bits of content. People are going to be watching them maybe without even searching for it, and then because they're small and they're easily consumed and they're informative, if you're a language or a tutoring company, it's good content, then they might follow you that way. So I think that's the benefit we have over YouTube or something, is that they're small, they're really easily consumed, and they'll be pushed to people without you actually having to try, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess a faster way to increase brand awareness. Yeah, definitely.
And I think one of the benefits seems, because it's so unfiltered, as you say, it's not hard to create these little mini posts, right? So and if you think of it like an experiment, you can run dozens of experiments a week, and being okay with the fact that you're not trying to be the most popular person in the world. You're just trying to learn, hey, how do I kind of navigate this, as you call it, jungle, and kind of find your way, and being okay with the fact that, some posts are going to flop, but at least you'll know which ones don't, do and don't. Is there a way of actually finding prospects, or is it more attracting people to the brand, do you think, Lizzie?
I think there's definitely a way of finding prospects. Definitely, I guess prospects are people that are interested in your business and likely to want to, either invest in your business or have some other meaningful interaction with your business. So I think you can, if you search for, videos that are like yours, creators that are like who you want to be or like you, and you see people interacting with their posts and their following, it's very likely that these people would also interact and be interested in your content as well. So I think, there's that cross-pollination of very similar creators that are out there, and easily being able to see everything that they've put out there as a direct competitor rather than their prospect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I wonder if one of my myths as well is, like, while I understood that this is not only for young people, I guess one of the myths that I have, where I'm trying to get in my head, and is, let's say for tutoring business, a lot of tutors are trying to obviously find more students. Theoretically, students could be on TikTok, but actually the buyer is the parent. Herbert, I don't know, how would you think about this as a marketer? What am I missing? Like, where do you think, which market's going to be the most able to leverage TikTok and TikTok as kind of as the end customer in a way?
Right. I mean, sure. I mean, we talked about language schools or tutoring businesses with a younger age demographic. I mean, again, what is young? Are we talking like under 13, under 18? I think for 18 plus, it's a great way to get brand awareness with, okay, not necessarily the people who are going to pay for the course, but still they have some sway, when they're a little older. Now, if you're targeting, 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, then you really need to target the parents rather than the end user.
What do you think, Lizzie?
I think that's a very, very interesting point. I don't know. I do think it's a matter of time until parents will be on TikTok in the playground as they wait for their kids. But, maybe we haven't reached that yet. But maybe that's all the more reason to get your TikTok platform up and going now, so that in a few years' time, just like Facebook, when it becomes more mainstream with the older generation, such as parents, you'll already have a big platform that they will go on and say and see, I'm looking for something or a business to invest in for tutoring my child. Oh, here's a really established tutoring or language business on TikTok. I can see all the pinned videos that shows me what they teach. I can see the links to this, the links to that. And yeah, so I don't think that's an issue, but it's definitely an interesting point. Maybe it's not there right now, but I think it definitely will be there in the future.
I think that's such a good point though, Lizzie, is that you're setting yourself up for this you're building, you're planting a tree, right? And that means that the benefits might not be this quarter, but you could very much imagine that a tree, that you've planted now is going to really bear that fruit, say next year, and certainly in the years to come. And you just have that edge over all of your other kind of competitors that are trying to quickly understand how to leverage TikTok. Like I think that's one thing I'm really taking away from this, Lizzie, is this kind of concept of, even if I don't think it's important now, there's an importance in me understanding this.
Absolutely.
It reminds me actually of my parents on Facebook, and I'm sure all of us have a slightly embarrassing story of our parents when they first got their hands on Facebook. Is like, they did a whole bunch of things. I was like, I would never post that on Facebook. And I wonder if I would do the same thing on TikTok unless I start building some experience now. What would you say, Lizzie?
I think this kind of just ties back to what Herb was saying about the need for authenticity. You might put out a video that you think is cool, and then it actually comes across, not you personally, but someone might put out a video that they think is cool, and then it comes across as really kind of, I don't know, dorky or a bit stupid, but people might actually just latch onto that, and then you skyrocket to being a sensational TikTok star. Like you have no idea what is gonna kind of pop off, as I would say, and do well. So I just think it's so worth it, because it doesn't matter what you're putting out there, because there is no kind of rhyme or reason as to what becomes a trend, really. It could be anything. So just, no one should be scared. They should just go
It can
for it.
literally be seriously, literally be anything. Like, so just, you just got to test it out and try it, and not a lot of your posts won't work, but you never know.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, just like, I was going to ask like what not to do, but I think that was a much better point, is like, don't worry about what not to do, just try it, and either people or the algorithms will tell you that, yeah, that's not going to work, and then you have to try something different by the sounds. So this might be a good point, a place to stop. This has been so good, actually, Lizzie. So thanks so much for jumping on the call with Herbert and I. Just to round out this this podcast, Lizzie, we're actually going to be doing a webinar with you as well on TikTok for language and tutoring businesses. That's coming up. We're going to be dating this, but it's going to be coming up later this month in July. So make sure you check it out. You'll find out more at LearnCube, www.learncube.com. And you can also always ask our support team if you can't find the link. Herbert, where can people find you?
Sure, they can find us at herbertgerzer.com.
Excellent. And also, if you're wanting just to stay in touch with Get More Students in a more kind of community level, we have the Get More Students community at getmorestudents.org, where we try and provide a supportive community to help you with ideas, inspiration, motivation, and now a community of like-minded people to help you with your marketing and business growth. So take it easy, and thanks very much for listening. Bye now.
Catch you next time. Bye.